welcome to FNC. Like I said, we're back at it, doing what we have to do. We've been gone for a minute, but now we're back with some topics, and I hope everybody's ready, just like how we are. So, without further ado, I'm Will.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I'm Shannon. Glad to be here this evening. Looking forward to the topics.
Hey, hey, good evening. This is Dion.
Yes, yes, yes. So we're back at it, like I said. So make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button, all that good stuff that we do. So please do that. Um, How's everybody doing this Saturday? Anyway, let's get a little check in.
Everything's going well. A little, a little hectic, but it's all still all in the good. Oldest son is still in Charleston. They had a game today and they won. University of Charleston, and then my youngest son, Daniel, joined the Black Achievers
Oh,
locally. So he's my social bug. So he's on the move. He's telling me what he wants to do and how he wants to be active, and I love it. It's going to be a lot for me, but I love it.
how you doing, Shannon?
I'm doing good. It's Saturday. Have a holiday on Monday. So I'm really
Mm.
feeling really good. Just glad to be here.
Okay, good, good, good. All right, so let's go on and get this started. Right off the bat, disturbing news in Dallas: a woman, 21 years old, shot to death after beating a man in basketball. Basically, the guy got embarrassed. He was playing this woman in front of his relatives and things like that. He dropped his relatives, his kids, and whatever, whoever else off. Went back to the park, shot her 5 times, killing her. Ah, yeah, sad. I mean, come on, man. Over a basketball game.
Mm.
You know what? These women basketball players are good.
Mm.
Ball. If you can't ball, stay off the court. If you're afraid of losing, stay off the court. I don't care who you
You
are.
stay off the court.
That's ridiculous. That don't make no sense how that went down and all that
Hmm.
stuff. This another senseless murder. Dion, what you got on it?
Just echo on what you saying. I mean, if you that sensitive, also, I mean, you got to be able to embrace other people's accomplishments and skill sets and how they are, and then also, I mean, what philosophy is he under? It's just such a sad situation, and I think it echoes a lot of just the sad mentality of some people, not everyone, but mentality across the nation in regards to just different things of a gender perspective. Definitely condolences to her family.
Shannon?
I piggyback off both of you two, regards to the situation, and it was also upsetting. I think they were friends,
Uh,
allegedly friends.
hmm.
So it just a pickup game of a game. Really? I mean, now you done lost. She done lost her life. Rest in peace. Then you gonna lose your livelihood because you going to jail, a prison rather.
Mm.
Hopefully, because I mean that was ridiculous.
Yeah, he
This
just.
is another, like you said, William, another sister's crime, and it just doesn't make any sense. Two lives. I mean, it's just. I mean, her life. She will never be back, and he's probably gonna be in prison somewhere.
And he needs to be.
It's silly.
He
It's
needs
just
to
really
be.
ignorant and silly.
He definitely needs to be. And
Yeah. Yeah.
don't feel sorry for him at all. You know.
Mm-mm.
So good riddance to him because that's ridiculous. Like I said before, if you can't take getting beat by a person, well, opposite sex or whatever, don't play. Quit. That's ridiculous. I don't care if she whooped you
Mhm.
good or was talking cash back and forth. You lost. Time to move on. All right.
Mhm.
Next topic we have. Let's see. NBA mascot. It's the one, I think it's the one in Denver. I think he goes by Rocky. Uh, Makes more money per year than WNBA highest paid player. Well, that player actually is Donna Taurasi. Um, so basically, let me give you a little thing. Rocky, the Denver Nuggets mascot, makes $625,000 a year. Diana Taurasi, three-time WNBA champion, five-time Olympic gold medalist, is the highest paid in the WNBA. Diana only makes $228,000. Now, the WNBA only plays about for like 3 to 4 months, but still, uh, that is ridiculous. We always talk about this, especially on the Morgan Will show, the different things like that. But just to be a mascot, first of all, let me sign up to be a mascot. $624K or something like that, $25,000 to be a mascot. Now I can't do all that jumping and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But you know,
Yeah.
these old bones get the moving though. These old bones get the moving for
Y'all learn to.
$625,000. I'll do a backflip, be in the best shape of my life to get that money. But this the
I
blatant,
learned
just
to do
the
it.
just the blatant uh, uh, difference is so ridiculous. You know, a mascot
Yeah.
getting paid higher than actually that mascot get probably paid this more than some of them dudes who don't have that fully guaranteed. But the whole thing is the highest paid woman in WNBA gets outpaid by a mascot NBA. Shannon, what you think about that?
Hmm. I mean, I'll go one word: ridiculous. I mean, I just don't. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I was ready to sign up myself and figure out where they was hiring at. But I just think that's crazy to me. And that much money. I mean, really? Because I guess I need to study or look up what the job title. I mean, what the job description is that you will be making that much money
And
to be
41
a mascot. And I'm not down on anybody who is professional, whatever.
But check this out though,
What's
41
that?
home games. It's 41 home games. So it's like it ain't like he's doing like 82 games.
Oh my lord!
Yeah, for the regular season. Yeah.
Oh my god! I just think that's I mean, more power to them. Good for them. But dang, that much money? That's woo, Lord. Mm-mm.
What you think, Dion?
Well, Shannon said and I echo that ridiculous. I mean, there's so many different things I can talk about that's ridiculous it is. Start with the amount of pay that mascots get versus some other uh, skill sets. I mean, it's just a whole loaded area of discussion. I think the imbalance of the pay, the equity pay between male and female is across the board. Obviously, it does. It's not controlled by what area you go into. It's across the board. If mascots is doing it, this happens every day, all day in corporate America and in nonprofit, and it's a sad situation on how again it's this inequality in terms of the pay of male versus females. Um, so again, I'm just going to leave it right there. As Shannon said, it's just a lot of level of ridiculousness.
Right. And the thing about it is we vastly underpaid as far as the women anyway. But I guess my thing is go ahead and give me a rundown NBA of all the mascots what they make because I bet you
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Absolutely.
it's more than Rocky that gets paid more paid than Diana Taurasi and the rest of the WNBA ladies. So just give me a whole list of that. Don't just give me one because if he's making 625, I'm pretty sure somebody's on his ass making 5 to 4 to 2 to 3, whatever.
No,
So, he's not
it's
the
a whole
only
like
one.
Shannon said, it's ridiculous. It's so many different levels of ridiculousness with the whole situation and the amount they pay. Period. But yeah, it's a level of inequality between male and female.
Oh, big time, big time. So another
Mm.
another, as we say, disappointing fact in American society. Let's put it that way.
Mhm. Mhm.
All right, next up.
It shows to it shows to what we hold of value in, especially America. That's what it to me shows.
Absolutely.
That's the value of entertainment.
Mhm.
So if you went through, and this is a whole different conversation for a different day, of the level of pay of social workers, the level of pay of teachers,
Right,
even the level of police officers. I mean, if you look at that compared to the level of pay of entertainment, but again, I digress. That's a whole different conversation. But again, that's what it speaks to.
right. No, you're right. You're right. It's sad,
Mhm.
but you're so right on that. So, all right. So let's go ahead and get to this next topic for the people. Kanye West. Actually,
Mhm.
when I went ahead and sent this to among ourselves, I just put Kanye because it's always more than just one thing with him. Uh, White Lives Matter shirts. Him and Candace Owens had on. And then also he's still doing body shaming, talking about the American people are hyping up Lizzo,
Mm,
society is hyping up Lizzo.
I seen that.
Go ahead and continue to be overweight, obese, and all this kind of stuff. Uh, you know, we all know, we I said we think we know, but we kind of talked about him in the past, and ever since tragically, his mother lost her life. It's to me, it seemed like it's been a change in him. And you know what? Understandably so, as far as, a lot of people lose loved ones and it does affect them. But this guy is really off the deep end. And a lot of it, to me, I think, is attention seeking. I think he's an attention seeking
Mhm.
whore. I just think he likes that, and whatever to get his name out there, whatever. I mean, he's filthy rich. He's got shoes. He's got music. He's got the library. He's got all that kind of stuff. I think sometimes the dude is just bored and be like, hey, let me go ahead and start this controversy. And, pretty much nobody really says anything. If they do, they really don't do anything. People still support him, still
Mhm.
buy things. And it's like, what do you do? Well, you stop supporting him. You shoo him away. Get done with that. But until that's done, we're going to continue to get these kind of bullshit that he does. Dion, what do you got on Mr. Kanye West?
Mhm.
Um, I mean, again, it's so many loaded topics and situations that is a part of today's discussion. But he's one of them because, I mean, I just have pretty much zoned out on him. I mean, mental health awareness. I mean, that's what it's bad. It's just a lot of issues I think that he has, and I don't care at what level you get to in terms of being a celebrity
Mhm.
and popularity and everything. It's some stuff that is just common sense type stuff. So um, and that yeah, no, that's all I have to say on it.
Shannon. Shannon.
I'm sorry, I was trying to unplug something. It's just I'm talking. Can you hear me?
Yeah, your stuff is
I'm
like,
talking.
Yes.
I'm on delay. Excuse me. Uh, that's lagging. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, it's a sad situation. I think about Kanye when he first came out and all that kind of stuff. And like William said, I think he did take a nosedive once his mom died. But that's not an excuse. I think some of the things he does, excuse me, all the things he does is for attention. I'm going to go
Yeah.
out here and do this and do that. And just like, he made that comment about that editor in chief of Vogue or whatever she is. I can't remember what the position is. She made a comment about it, his White Lives Matter apparel, and he tried to dig into her, which is ridiculous in itself. And then I do believe he tried to apologize, but it's already out there. We really do know how you feel, and for you to say, I hate for people. Only reason you apologize, the most time they apologize because they feel pressure to do so. They
Right.
don't stop
Yeah.
believing in what they believe in. You know, I mean, I'm sick and tired of people coming and doing things, and then after the fact, they want to apologize and talk about how sorry they are, and it's like, no, you meant that. You meant every word that you said. You know, so I just think it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
You met
I mean,
every
and
word.
I really think it was attention seeking for him and the other young lady. I just think it's all it was. I mean, you know, and you even had white people saying, "Man, you crossed the line with that mess." You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on now. It's just ridiculous. You know, I just, all we can do is continue to pray
It
for
is
him
ridiculous.
because he needs it just like everybody else does, but he needs a little extra because it's just really ridiculous. But I was listening to somebody, and I can't remember her name, and I apologize. And she said, "We're over him.
Oh yeah,
Just
saw that. Yeah.
ignore him because he wants all that.
Completely.
It fuels him. We give him what he wants. You know, so eh, it's like on to the next one.
Right. Right. Well, he'll continue to do what he does, and it is what it is. So Kanye, poof, be gone. Next up, our,
Right.
our famous bishop is back at it. Bishop Whitehead, and this happened some weeks ago. We have not been on, but Bishop Whitehead choked a woman in church. The woman was, I don't know, protesting, or doing something. I don't know, recording him, and she walks up towards the altar, and he meet her with a chokehold, basically, then choke her way, took her all out of the building, pretty much. Um, I want to know how many people he got going to his church because this dude is definitely not a man of the cloth. I don't know what's going on, and whoever goes to that church, don't get me wrong, you don't got to have nothing but three, four. You don't have to have that many. You don't have to have hundreds, but for people to follow this guy that who's blatantly this ridiculous. It looked like he staged a robbery. Looked like he's choking people. He's flaunting the Finley, the stuff that he have, his wardrobe, the car. I don't know what's going on in New York, but I can't believe that he has a congregation. Shannon, what do you think about Mister the Bishop Whitehead?
Whew. Oh God. I mean, when I seen that, I don't know what to think. I'm just like you, William. I mean, really, do you have a congregation? I mean, because I cannot believe somebody would be up there
Right.
preaching. And I believe he said that he felt that the woman he choked was in there to it was spy or something. He said he accused them of coming to do it, whatever. Or somebody sent them or something like that. I don't know. But regardless, it's just ridiculous. Um, I don't know. I just think maybe he needs to find another profession. At this point, because no telling what else is going to go. And then I wanted to: is he doing it to attention seeking? I mean, just doing it because he knows he's getting publicity. I don't know. I really don't.
D.
Um, well, as mentioned, there's a whole lot of level of ridiculousness with this topic also today, and I don't know. It's another, I guess, conversation or story that I'm just sick of hearing about. I mean, this man is something's wrong. Something's wrong with the entire picture.
Right.
So every time when something comes out about it, something just don't seem right. You know what I'm saying? But he's making himself relevant. Others are making him relevant,
Mm-hmm.
and the madness needs to stop. I mean, like it's ridiculous. And what are you even doing? Stop it. So
Sickening.
that's all I got to say about it. I mean, I don't even want to talk more about the whole level of ridiculousness.
Yeah, that, like you said, to me, he's another attention-seeking person, and I'm tired of him. So proof be
Yeah.
for you too, Bishop. Next up, now this was a very interesting series. Netflix went ahead and did the Jeffrey Dahmer miniseries. They've already had some Jeffrey Dahmer conversation tapes. I've actually watched this. I don't know if Shannon, I think Dion has watched this too. You had some
I haven't
backlash.
finished. I haven't finished.
Okay, well, you done had some backlash from people saying, "Hey, why Netflix doing this? Why, they all this?" And to me, basically, um, you know, it shows how he preyed upon, what I'm saying, the people of color, and thought he knew he can get away with it just because of his location and different things. Very sick individual, all this kind of stuff, but not really gonna go get into, all of it because like Dion has not watched it all, and I know Shannon has. But what are your thoughts so
No, I
far,
haven't watched it.
Dion? Dion, what are your thoughts so far of this series?
Well, I know I still got a couple moves to make tonight with my youngest son, but I plan on trying to finish up the series this weekend. Definitely. My thoughts, I'm trying. I try to go back to, we were part of that era.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we remember that. There's a whole lot of different things. There's been different documentaries. To me, this one is a little bit different because it's a little bit more specific on things that wasn't necessarily apparent before. So this is what's really intriguing with me. And I'm on a group text with you and my oldest son about it because he has been very intrigued with it as well. And my youngest one won't watch it because he watching a documentary, but I'm trying to encourage him to also watch this because I feel like it's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
I would say in terms of they really capturing different things. I feel like the one that the documentaries and the shows, the TV movies, made from it previously didn't capture. What I'm a little disturbed by, and it's just something that no one can really control, is that if you go on social media, it's a lot of making light of this,
Right.
and just
TikTok.
different kind of jokes that go around with regards to the parts, and just how he was towards the dismemberment of men. He had a focus on men, obviously, and it was very tragic. He was a very gruesome man, and I think for those that didn't necessarily live through that time period and really, especially for I don't know no one that experienced that, but there's people who do, and it has to be a very sensitive topic. So when I
Right.
read different memes and stuff on, say, Facebook, and they really making light of it, this is some sick stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's disturbing for me in terms of just kind of how that's being viewed. Because if it's not there, there are several, and I don't know this for a fact, but I say this with confidence. Jeffrey Dahmer wasn't by himself on situations like this.
Oh
Okay,
no, no.
stuff like this has happened before, and continue to happen. And but like I said, in that time period when it occurred, and again we lived through it. This is tragedy. So some people are reliving this tragedy. So I really kind of go out. My heart goes out for those who are reading these
Mhm.
memes and stuff that are really making light of it. It's a tragedy. This man was gruesome. I mean, and he looked like the all American white guy. You know what I'm saying? He was
Mhm.
sick as. I mean, like it's gruesome. So I'm gonna finish it up this weekend. So I'll be very much able to talk more about it at that point.
Shannon, Shannon, do you got any comments on this?
I, no, I have it. I have it. I tried to start it and it was too slow for me, the very beginning. So I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to revisit it. I haven't. I haven't. I mean, I just remember, bits and pieces of it when it was happening, back in the time. But I will look at it eventually. But it just got up to a slow start for me. And I'm like you, Dion. When I see those memes, and I'm not gonna lie and say I sometimes I don't kind of chuckle or whatever. But if you think about it, there those are people's lives. People did actually go through that stuff. So that part of it is, it is very insensitive.
Yeah.
So we just got to be a little bit more cognitive
Yeah.
of what's going
Yes.
on. You know what I'm saying? Because that stuff is real. It's not make believe. It actually happened to people. So
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, and
Yeah, and
I
it's yeah,
said,
it's safe.
you hit that part though. Like TikTok is all you see, all that kind of stuff, and really, that's how society is, and it's a shame because, like you said, like Dion said, she hit a very valid point that it's a lot of people that are still living this mess, going through this, lost loved ones, for no reason. This guy was
mhm.
sick, and people just making fun, and pretty much everybody's on TikTok, or even if you're on Instagram, stuff is downloaded to TikTok. So everybody, our Facebook, so everybody's seeing these memes, these skits, of oh, it stinks in here and all that kind of stuff like that. And like you said, Shannon, at first you chuckle, but when Dion brings it up, or if people, on TikTok or social media bring it up and saying, hey, this is a tragedy for some people. Stop with all this. So
Yeah,
you get that, and it is a shame
it's sick. No,
because
sick.
you don't have people making fun of the Bundy, but the thing about it is Ted Bundy. If it happened to show, I'm pretty sure it'd be skits on that too because that's the society we live in, and it's
Oh yeah,
not a healthy society that we live in.
No, it's not.
yeah.
Okay. Next up, we have Uvalde School District suspends, but basically fires the police department because of all that, the videotapes and everything of them sitting back and just watching and hearing these kiddos do things. So, I think we all knew this was happening and was coming. The thing about it is, you have to really evaluate in every aspect of school, police department, stuff like that, because these guys was not trained or was too scared to do their job. And if you're too scared to do the job, you should not have sign up for it. Let's just put it that way. Okay. So, point blank, they got what they deserve. Cut from scratch, got rid of that or whatever they need to do, and hopefully they'll have new training, better, whatever, however they want to do. But it's definitely needed. Shannon, what did you think about the school district going ahead and basically firing the police department that served them?
Mm. They should have did it. I have no problems with that. I mean, sit back and watch what was actually going on while those kids and those teachers and stuff was going through that. Yeah, yeah, they should. The whole thing should be suspended like it is, and they need to get more qualified people in there. If you're scared to do your job as a police officer, then you need to find another line of employment. I have no problem with that whatsoever. I think it's just a lot. We don't know, and we can always talk about what could have happened, what might have happened, and we'll never know. But to watch that while those kids was in there and those teachers was in there, yeah.
Right. Dion?
Excuse me. I agree, but I also have a another part to look at because, as you all know, in the social work field, you are trained on how to respond on a lot of different things. But how you respond when you are faced to that situation can be a lot different.
True.
And I can't say in terms of and I can't say how these individuals felt. I mean, but I think you are faced with regards of how you are trained versus how do I naturally react to situations, and how I naturally react to situations is not always how I am trained. And these individuals have never faced that situation before. Um, I think it could be twofold. There may have been some who just I'm not going to get involved in that. And
Right.
it may have been some who was just kind of scared of what do I do? I'm saying and you forget how you are trained. So because then it's a repetitiveness. So unless you're actually repeating that behavior, and that's part of the training techniques, how you if you are reacting and you are faced with this situation all the time, then your reactions can be differently. So, I hope those individuals, have an opportunity perhaps, which, if it's, my HR experience, a lot of times when you're a term, you're just term, you can't reapply. But, it's really, there's a two-part process with that. Now, with that being said, I'm sure that team made the best decision. That company, the fire department, made the best decision based on, and they did a lot of analytical, just processing to come to that conclusion. But I think that it does need to be looked at like it, in terms of sometimes you don't know how to respond, even though you've been trained and such. Your response may be totally different from how you are trained, because you become numb.
Right.
You become numb and you don't know what to do. So anyway, I just leave it like that. I just think this is a second part. I support the decision they made, because I'm sure they made a thorough thought process with that. But also, again, you react a lot differently from what you train if you're not repeatedly put in that situation.
Yeah, I think one of the problems uh, is that people fail to realize, or like you said, caught in the moment. This is happening. How you gonna react? But nowadays, cameras are everywhere. So when when
Yeah.
video show them just sitting out there looking at their phones and different things and all kinds of stuff like that, it kind of shed a bad
Yeah.
light on that whole situation. Even though, like you said, Dion, basically, you never know how somebody's going to react, or you will react if you thrown into it. So, but like I said, that video kind of, this was guts wrenching for people to hear, to see, and I think that was really the nail in the coffin, so to speak, for the police district, that kind of stuff. So hopefully everything can be reevaluated, new training, new all this kind of stuff, and hopefully they would not have to face that again, or anybody. But
Yeah.
the way it is, the way these guns
Absolutely.
are off the shelf like hotcakes, you just
Yeah.
never know. You just never
You
know.
just never know. That's right.
Next
So
up,
let me ask you something.
go
So they
ahead.
suspended. So
Go ahead.
I was at, as far as that goes. So who is policing the city or whatever at this point?
I don't know. It's almost kind of like, I mean, I guess, uh, do you contract in? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea. I'm thinking you're
Maybe
going
a
to contract
neighboring
in because
city
I can't
might
see.
be taking over a company.
I just think you have to contract in or do something, because you best believe if something tragic happened like that, you're not going to not have any kind of police presence. So something's got to give. All right,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
next up, we have Chicago Area Youth Football League suspended a teen playing while enrolled. So basically, they suspended a team. Let me get that right. Chicago Area Youth Football League suspended a team. Let's get that right. A team. There we go.
It's hard to see with that color. I'm
There
sorry.
we go. Well, you need to brighten up your stuff.
Thought it was the student.
Yeah, there we go. Suspended a teen due to a teen playing while enrolled in high school. So basically, the youngster
Yeah.
tested out and got basically promoted to basically high school, 10th grade. And so instead of really looking what was going
Mm-hmm.
on, they went ahead and said this team can no longer play. And I know Dion, you kind of spearhead this, but so what do you got on this, D?
Well, my thoughts are, first of all, we are supporting sports athletic scholars. So my concern with this whole situation is, what I've also read in regards to this boy is excelling academically. And
Right.
because he is getting penalized, and the team, consequently is getting penalized based on this young man's academic ability. And I think it's just wrong. Um, we should be supporting the team as a whole to be excelling in academics. And I don't the message that it gives is disturbing to me, because he has actually he's young, and he has tested out in 10th grade level. I think he's like either 7th or 8th grade. He's tested in 10th grade level, and they decided today he's too advanced. So we're not even talking about a birth certificate or nothing. We're talking about this child's athletic versus academic ability, and he and along with the team are getting penalized for that. And I just think it's wrong. I just think it's wrong. What are we supporting here? He can be uh, academically inclined as well as athletically declined, and I just think it's wrong. And what message are we giving to our young girls and boys in regards to how we want them to be? So I just think it's all the way wrong, and I'm very disappointed in terms of how the Chicago Football Association, whoever is handling this situation. I just think it's terrible, because I want my child to do better in academics, are good in academics, just as good. Let me rephrase it, just as good, because if you have a child who's also athletically inclined, but he's also academically, then what you want to just downplay his academic ability? That don't make any sense to me.
Right.
I just think it's wrong.
Right. Shannon?
Echo with Dion. I think it's wrong too. My thing is, it's so. Let me get this straight. He got promoted to high school, but he's still in middle. He's still, as far as the middle school age to play.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
His
But
age is
I
still
think
with middle
I
school,
think
but he's
I think
academically,
he
he's
should be able to do the
really
middle
just,
school.
yeah. It's it's
Yeah,
ridiculous
I
to me.
mean, I think it's wrong too. I mean, I
It
really,
kind of
really
shows
do.
what you were the
I mean,
support is.
the young man is smart, and it could be easy to be a female. I just think it's ridiculous. Huh? I'm sorry. What you say? Did you say, D?
Lagging. I'm just saying in terms of it, just this is, to me, you really not supporting the academic ability when you are penalizing him and connecting his team and penalizing all of them. It's just, to me, ridiculous to me. Like, why?
I'm going to say this and
Mm.
wrap it up this way. Common sense is not too common. That's all. I mean, that's how I wrap it up. Dude is 13. He should
Absolutely.
still play. I don't care if he was in college, wise or whatever. Granted he wouldn't, but still, being he tested out and he's very smart. Should went ahead and just left it alone like that. But it is what it is. Uh, you know. Oh, we lost somebody. We lost one. We lost one. Okay. Hopefully Shannon will join us back on this one, but she has bit the bullet on that one. Next up, dad of two dies in crash after GPS directs him off the edge of the bridge that was washed away in 2013. This is a very, very tragic thing. I mean, because the scary thing is that a lot of people depend on GPS, and when you have this happen to you, that's kind of sad. Dion, did you get to see that? And what do you think about this?
I did. I seen it, and when I read it, I mean, it's one of those situations like, who, oh my goodness, it's a technology situation that's like, who
Right.
you blame? And then also my thing is like, him, I mean, I would take the way he was driving, or this was unfamiliar territory for him. So we as society, not just American society, relies on GPS now. So somebody is at fault because we rely on GPS. And then my thing is, was there a sign up that said that this is closed?
Right.
I mean, I don't I don't understand how that's even possible because my whole thing is, and being of the old school era, even if we relying on electronic, media and just the whole electronic era, it's just a whole about in terms of where was the sign? Was it a sign up put up
Hope so.
by the city, by the state saying that this is closed? I don't understand how this even happened.
Right. That's ridiculous. That's and
I don't. I
yeah.
mean, was it dark when he was traveling? Like, did you not see a sign? Was a sign up? There is so many lawsuits that's behind this because I don't understand that, and it almost makes you not want to trust GPS.
Right.
And I can't remember what state this was and where it was, but I did see a glimpse of it this morning, and I was like, "Oh my gosh,
Yeah. That's scary.
terrible!"
That that is so scary. And all this and wow. This the
Yeah,
like you said, I would like to see the site. I would like to see the area. Like there's like you said, does it have signs? Did it have this? Did it have that? So you can see what's going on. Because if it didn't, okay, then that city or whoever is in trouble. Then GPS itself, I guess you need to get the little robots back out so you can go ahead and clean that up because this man driving, utilizing the GPS and that's why, like what you said, I want to know basically, was there any sign saying that,
yeah.
why is it
What
not
is it
blocked
for
out?
me?
Why is it not no medians or something put up where somebody can't even drive off the cliff? You know what I'm saying? That part. So, woo,
Yeah, I don't understand that. So even if because a lot of times, especially if somebody knows and familiar with the area, that's why I said I gotta go back and maybe read a little bit more. Like, was he familiar with the area or not?
right,
But also, like, where I mean, the state, I would think Metro of the city, whatever, can somebody has to be responsible for putting up a sign.
right. Like I said, to me, signs and put one of them concrete barriers where you can't come across her. Like that street's dead. Like it's ended. Like that kind of stuff.
It don't
So
make no sense. Makes no sense to me. Such a sad situation, and I don't know, but again, it makes you put a glimpse of doubt in terms of technology for me anyway. In terms of even though that you may put in that GPS, you better keep your eyes open
right. What you
because
said.
you just don't know.
What you said. That's the whole thing. All right.
Yeah, I'm not trusting none of that.
What you said. All right. Last but not least, Black Little Mermaid has fueled racism basically out of control just because the mermaid is black. Now I've seen this as soon as it popped up, some weeks ago, and wow, I mean, come on, y'all. This are we surprised though? That's
No,
the thing about are we
no,
surprised?
I'm not.
Exactly, that part. We're not surprised. So
No, and
go ahead.
I think I'm sorry.
No, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. You finish.
No,
Well, no, I'm not surprised. The sad piece of that this is reoccurring anytime that there's something of a dismay and dislike of the general society because it's not all of one race who are against something of tradition looking different.
right,
Okay, it's only some. So I to me that's what's disappointing because this is a character who is non-existent.
right,
Like it could
right,
be any
right,
color.
right,
I
right.
mean, let's not list all the characters that society has introduced to us that can be of any color. So to me, again, this is another situation also that makes me look at some people like, I
Right.
need you to get with reality on stuff because this is not even real. Like, what the hell are you talking about?
You,
So,
hey,
my gosh, let this person if Little Mermaid was Asian, oh my gosh,
but would they act?
what if
But
Little
the whole thing.
Mermaid was a man?
But hold on. the whole thing is this: would they would have react if it was Asian?
Yeah, I think they would
Think they would have?
because I think some would because it doesn't look like what is typically what it how it originally was introduced to us. And
Okay.
that's the same thing. Like my last comment was like, what if it was a man? I mean, there is more of acceptance nowadays in regards to um, just different genders.
Well,
So, which I mean, I don't care. I mean, a mermaid's gonna be a mermaid. Does the mermaid even have a gender? We just put some hair on her, right? So, like, if we put hair on it, like, I mean, it could be really in the gender.
well, the whole thing is this. So basically, if Little Mermaid originally color was Asian, everybody been okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, they still been over. Well, it was Asian. Like say if it was a
Right.
black Mulan, a white Mulan, would they be upset because it's a white Mulan now and not Asian? That kind of stuff. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
because
sad.
it doesn't.
It's sad.
Yeah, I think it's because it doesn't look like it's more to me. It's more about it doesn't look like how it has been originally introduced to everyone. If
Well,
that makes sense.
well,
So
what's lost in the sauce is that mermaids. Who said, like you said, who said a mermaid is white? You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like you said, that's ridiculous. Anyway, so you don't have a leg to stand on if you're upset with that anyway, and that's ridiculous. And to me, sometimes it just gives people a reason to state they to wear their racism on their chest because that's ridiculous. And I'm so over that it only makes sense. And for them to
yeah,
continue,
it's so embarrassing. It's like
right? What you said.
yeah.
It is what it is. That's sickening. For real, for real. That don't make no sense. Dang. Well, another banger. I'm glad we was able to get this on. Real quick, do you have anything new that you went to you want to talk about or whatever before we log off?
No, but I hope everybody experienced Black Eats Week. It was just this week. It actually ends today. Did have opportunity to go. And I think that in general, my whole goal would be to, as we support everyone, it's typically it's a lot of business, especially those of color that don't necessarily make it. And just to kind of spread the love all the way around. I do have some restaurants that I do want to try. And then I have some that I already, eat at that I want to continue. So I want to definitely um, to mention that and encourage people to, when they go out, to also look at some of the smaller businesses, especially those that may not get as much attention as other. And again, hope if you supported Black Eats Week that you enjoyed your meal, basically.
What she said. So hey, make sure you go ahead and continue to support, even though it's come to end. Continue to support small businesses, black businesses, minority
Mhm.
period. So go ahead and do that. Hope you guys have a great night, and we'll definitely do this again. And hopefully, we'll get Shannon back on and off the dinosaur. God bless.
Good night.